Thanks for joining me for part 2 of my rant about healthcare in America. I'm Christy Hall. I have a master's degree in holistic nutrition and I'm board certified in integrative functional medical nutrition therapy, and I'm a registered orthomolecular health practitioner, and I specialize in strategic medicine. Strategic medicine is where we take a look at your genes, plus your diet, plus your lifestyle, and your diagnoses to develop an optimal health plan for you. In part 1 of this rant, I talked about how we need a paradigm shift in this country and what that looks like. In part 2, I'm going to tell you what you need to focus on to have great health. There are foundations to health that are as true as any laws of the universe, like gravity. It doesn't matter how many times you throw a ball up into the air. If there's no interference, that ball's coming back down. And with health, there are certain truths, and I call them foundations of health. The first foundation is you must be hydrated with fresh, filtered, clean water. So many people I see are walking around in a chronic state of dehydration, and you can't overestimate the value of just drinking water. Now, those caffeinated beverages that we love to start our day with, coffee or black tea, really help to dehydrate us. And for every cup of caffeinated beverages, you need to add in a glass of water. And you need to drink at least half of your weight in ounces of water. So if you weigh 120 pounds, you need at least 60 ounces of fresh, clean water every day, plus a glass for every caffeinated beverage you have. And you'll need to drink more if you live in a dry climate or if you're working out. You can also count herbal teas as hydrating. So if you like to drink a cup of chamomile tea or ginger tea, that counts towards your hydration. And of course, during cold weather, when we're eating a lot of soups, that counts towards your hydration as well. Step 2 is whole foods. It's really important to eat a whole foods diet. That means you can't drive through the drive-thru and expect to have good health. It's not going to happen. So by whole foods, I mean shop in the produce department of your grocery store or shop in the perimeter. Eat foods that look like foods that came out of your grandmother's garden. Or maybe you could have a garden. There's a thought. Plan on eating, 8 to 12 servings of mostly vegetables and fruit every day. And eat nuts and seeds. Limit the amount of grains you get. And make sure you're eating the right kind of fat, like real butter, coconut oil, or avocado oil. And when you're picking meat to eat, try to pick grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, and wild-caught fish. The next thing is sleep. At some point in our culture, we decided that it was a really great idea to burn the candle at both ends, but it really doesn't help us. In fact, it can lead to mental health issues. It can lead to dementia when we're older. It causes brain fog and poor attention span at work. So whatever you're doing instead of sleeping just isn't worth it. So to get the best possible sleep, establish a consistent bedtime and a bedtime routine, and plan to get up about the same time every day. One thing that's going to be very important for you to do is put down the phone or the tablet or turn off the television 1 to 2 hours before you want to go to sleep. Those screens emit blue light, and blue light blocks your body from being able to develop melatonin, or produce melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone that helps your body know that it's time to go to sleep. So instead of watching TV or looking at your screen, fix yourself a cup of chamomile tea. Soak in a nice warm bath with lavender oil. Get into bed in a slightly darkened room and try just reading a book. The next phase, or the next point of foundational health, is getting the right amount of movement. Our bodies were designed to move. Now, again, Americans, we like to live on either extreme. We have most Americans sitting on their arses in front of their screens for hours at a time and not moving at all. And then the other extreme, we have people running 100-mile races. Now, if you're a 100-mile runner, I don't mean to disrespect you in any way, but for the rest of us average people, we don't need to do that to maintain good health. Just walking a few miles a day is usually good enough. And of course, as we get older and we get stiffer, the good antidote to that is yoga. Even 2 or 3 times a week is going to help. And if you're struggling to lose weight, try lifting weight. That really boosts the immune system. Next is learning how to deal with stress. Constantly being stressed isn't healthy, and there are lots of things that you can do to reduce your stress. Number one is unplug from social media. Plan on unplugging from social media for maybe 2 or 3 hours a day. It'll help you to de-stress and be more productive at work. Studies show that most of us are checking our social media 40 or more times an hour, and that's just not good. Other ways to reduce your stress are to nurture good, healthy social relationships with flesh and blood people, not virtual friends on the other end of a screen. Or to really focus on your intellectual development by learning something new, maybe picking up an instrument, learning a language, or just reading a really good book. The last thing I want to talk about is faith. I'm not going to tell you what to believe, but I will tell you that you were created to live in harmony with the Creator of the universe. And when we try to ignore that part of our life, things are never going to feel right. And it's an important part that you just need to address. So I encourage you to take some time and find out what having faith means to you. Really, life is about balance. Paying attention to your physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual life will help to bring about balance. And balance brings about health. And when you focus on these core areas, you're going to be well on your way to great health and reducing your risk for diseases. If you're out of balance and need a little guidance restoring that, give me a call and I can help you bring balance back into your life. If you've already covered all these core bases and you're ready to go deeper in taking care of your health, I recommend you get a 23andMe test. You can go to my website and get that test for a $20 discount. You can send your results into me for an analysis, and I can help you design a protocol to minimize the risk that you may have due to some genetic weaknesses. We can develop a protocol that is as unique as you. And to your health, until later, this is Christy.